Back. Time now is at 5:40. We're checking in with Al Hebert. He's switching things up this morning for Friday Feed. He's at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana, and he's making meat pies. Let's send it out to him now. Al, how's it going? Oh.
Hey, Alex, we are here at the D.R.E.A.M Foundation. We are with Chef Brandon Gobert. He makes all the meat pie magic happen. Do you guys have meat pies in Ohio? Look into that. Let me know. So, Brandon, tell us about the ingredients here.
We got pine nuts. We got arch seasoning. We got black olives. We got our dry onion mix, and we got green onions.
Now, okay, I want to point something out. The green onions are coarsely chopped, which I like that. That makes it easy, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I do, too. Makes for a good meat pie.
Now, let's talk a little bit about this. This smells terrific. These were dehydrated and you rehydrated.
Yes, sir, with beef stock and water.
Okay, so this smells like onion soup.
Yes, sir, it does.
I love this. This is going to be great. The meat, this is beautiful meat. I don't know if you can see the color of it. Very little fat in it. This is 80-20 beef, right on that one?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, this makes it good. So let's start putting this thing together. What do we do first?
All right, we got 8 ounces of pine nuts. We got a cup and a half of arch seasoning.
Now, what do you said hard seasoning?
Arch.
Arch.
Yes, sir, arch. We got black olives, 8 ounces of those, too.
Now, I wouldn't have thought about the pine nuts being in this.
It's Mediterranean.
Ah, there you go.
And then we put 3½ cups of the green onions. And then the last ingredient is the dehydrated onions.
Wow, so you just pour that on there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I wish you could smell this because nothing's really happened yet, and this already smells good.
Yes, sir, it does. It has a very good aroma to it, almost as good as the taste.
Oh, man. This smells like heaven. Now, you're mixing it with your hands. I've used a lot of ways. I have a hard time seasoning ground beef. Is this the best way to do it?
Oh, yeah. If you got to get in it with your hands, make sure it's done right.
Okay, we're going to go back to you in the studio. We're going to get our hands dirty in this. I'm going to do that off camera. Alex, more News 15 today with you while we make meat pies at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation.
Al, you are going to have a fantastic morning. Those are some great people, and we're excited to see how they turn out. We'll check back here shortly. Our favorite music, it's Friday, which means Friday Feed with Al Hebert. He's at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana this morning, and he's making meat pies. Al, how's it coming?
You know, Alex, if you wonder if I'm the hardest working guy in morning TV, look at this. I am. So hardworking. I have Ashley Castile, Jamie Yates here. What are we going to make?
Some D.R.E.A.M.S meat pies.
And we're going to make the dough for the meat pie. So tell us how this is done.
Yes, sir. First, we're going to start off with a 15-pound bucket of flour, and then we do a 2 quarts liter of water, 4 cups of eggs, and then 1.5 cup of grease.
Okay, enough to feed like John and I.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to come over here. Okay. So we're going to pour it in this big giant mixer.
Yes, sir, the mixer.
Okay.
So first we start off with the water.
Okay, got the water in there. You want me to do the eggs?
Yes, sir.
I've done this before, and I'm all gloved up.
We're going to do 1.5 cups of grease.
1.5 cups of grease. Now, is that grease hot?
Yes, sir. Very, very hot.
Very hot grease. This is where the dangerous stuff starts, so everyone move back a little bit. This is the most dangerous. This is what makes us the most dangerous show in morning television.
And then you can help me put the flour in?
Absolutely. Hang on. I'm going to stick this down. We're going to put the flour in. This is the hard part.
We're going to go from this way.
Okay, we're going to go from this way. I'm going to put the mic here so you can hear us.
In there. So we're just going to make it all go.
Okay, this is pretty cool stuff.
In there.
Now, you have a little baking soda in here, right?
Yes, sir. We sure do. And a little bit of salt.
And a little bit of salt. That always. What does the salt do? Do you know?
I think it's a little flavor.
So I'm always curious about a little bit of salt. And then you're going to crank this thing up and...
First we're going to put some food coloring dye in it because we use a different color. We use different flour for the premium dough than we do the turkey dough.
Okay.
So we're just going to do a teaspoon of this stuff.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yes, sir. Get your hands all orange, too.
I like that.
Do that, and we're just gonna
Wow, now looking at some of this dough, this is going to turn orange?
Yes, sir, sure is. It's going to turn like a little yellow, not orange.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good color. Alex, you like that color?
And then we close it, we move the lever, and and then we press the green button to start, and it should go. And we leave it on for like 20, 25 minutes, let it mix, and then we get the dough out like this.
Okay, so we're going to let this mix for a while. We're going to have to go back. So Alex has got some important things to tell folks. We're going to go back. We're going to finish making our dough. So Alex, this is a great morning, you know, here at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation, making meat pies with all these great folks.
I'm jealous, Al. I could watch this all day. What a fun time. We're going to check back with you guys in just a bit just to see how it's coming.
Hey, Alex. Okay, the meat's ready. I'm here with Brandon Gobert, who is a chef out here. Brandon, what are we going to do now?
Got to take the temperature, log it, and then add the flour to the meat and get it in the freezer.
Let's get it, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is boiling. So, unlike browning meat on the stove, they actually cook the meat in an oven here. And how hot does this need to be, Brandon?
Got to be at least 165. I like to get it a little bit higher just to reinsure that it's all cooked.
Absolutely. Now, you got a lot of stuff you got to do because this is a USDA-approved kitchen.
Correct. I got to take the temperatures when I first pull it out. Once I put it in the freezer, I have to get it down to 80, log it, and then I have to get it down to 40 and log it.
Wow, and this is beautiful, and it smells great. Alex, I wish you could smell this. It is amazing. So Brandon's going to log this down.
All right.
And you got to jump through a lot of hoops that restaurants do not, correct?
Correct. That's one thing I had to learn coming from the food industry. You have to log it and take a lot of temperatures to make sure that there's no bacteria setting in on the food.
Now, Brandon, let's John, get a shot of this. This is gorgeous.
Yes, sir, it is. It is a very good recipe.
And it smells fantastic. So now what do we do?
Got to move it over here. I'm going to add my flour to it. And then after I put the flour in, I'm going to get it in the freezer and get it down to temp.
So this has got to cool a little bit before you...
Correct. If I go to put it in the pie too soon, it'll curdle the dough on the pie. So it has to be down to temp at least to 80 degrees before we can do anything.
And what does the flour do?
The flour actually thickens it. It absorbs some of the grease and gets it to where it makes a pretty meat pie.
And you want some of the grease for the flavor, right?
Definitely, definitely. I'm not getting rid of any grease. I'm just adding a little flour to it, getting it where it needs to be.
Man, I am with you on that. So many people, they brown meat and then they drain the grease out of it. That is where the flavor is, right?
Correct. Very much so.
Hey, I tell you what. Someone just yelled in my ear, Brandon. We're going to go back to the studio. More News 15 today with Alex and Adam while we make the most amazing meat pies in Acadiana.
Yes, sir.
They most certainly have it down to a science over there, Al. Interesting stuff. We're going to continue to check in with you throughout the morning. There's the music. It's time for Friday Feed. Checking in with Al Hebert. He is at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana this morning. He's making meat pies, and I know he's loving every minute. Al, how's it coming out there?
Hey, you know, Alex, there's a lot of steps to making great meat pies. Jamie is going to work on the dough. Jean-Paul is going to explain exactly what's going on here. Jean-Paul, tell us what we're about to do.
She's about to flatten the dough out to get it ready for the machine you see right there on your right. Right here, yes. And
now you put the powder on it because this...
yes, yeah, you see they have a lot of...
Now watch this. This is going to be great stuff, right?
Yes. And so now she's going to flatten out again. So we do it twice.
Now, why do you do it twice?
To make sure it's flattened out properly, because you want it as thin as possible.
Now that's really pretty, Jamie. You did a great job on that.
Yes.
Whoa, look at her go, man.
Yes. And so...
Whoa. Now you're fast with that, Jamie.
And so she takes them out, you know, individually, and then she places it on the tray right here.
And how many of these can you guys do a day?
Oh, at least 500. Thank you, 500.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
So does Jamie just stand here for hours flattening dough?
Yes, she does. There's a lot of other stuff going on, but yes, pretty much, yes. That's what she does.
So Jamie's going to get really good at this if she's not already.
Yes, and as you can see, she already flattened that the dough out right there for you, but as you can see, she has more already flattened out, ready for the.
Well, I tell you what, John Paul, we're going to go back to the studio.
Sure, yes.
While we're going to be flattening dough here, and we're going to go back to you, Alex. More News 15 today. It's a great day out here.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day, Al, and exciting things happening in there, and we're going to check back and see how those meat pies are coming along in just a bit. Back 7:41, time for the Friday feed. Al Abear's doing something a little different today. He's making meat pies. We're going to see how they're going. Al, how's it going out there?
Hey, Alex, you may never need to go to Natchitoches again for a meat pie because these are amazing meat pies. Right, Danielle?
Oh, yes, they are. Hope you can get some soon. So we're packaging our meat pies today. These are the ones we made yesterday. We have to flash freeze them after we make them. We have Mason right here putting them in the boxes, and once we get them in the boxes, we put 48 in a box, which goes to the local jails. After he gets 48 in a box, then John Paul is going to come around and he's going to weigh them. And then after he weighs them, we're going to put the stickers on them, and then we're going to seal them up and put them back in the freezer so that they can be brought to the factory.
Now, I got a question for you. You know, I don't get out a lot. So what does flash freezing mean?
It means that 24 hours it goes in and it freezes the meat and the pie together. And then the next day, this is where we put them in the boxes. You can't put them in the boxes unfrozen or they'll mush all together.
I get that. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So do you have to have a special kind of freezer for that?
We have a huge freezer that can hold 200 cases of meat.
Whoa, that's a big freezer. Okay, so like if you have extra sausage or deer at home, we can just call you and may have some room in there for us, right?
Well, USDA will not allow us to put anything
right
in there but our meat pies.
So while we're watching this, just kind of explain this whole USDA thing to us.
Yeah, so with USDA, we have lots of rules we have to follow, and we have the USDA here every day to make sure that we follow the rules, which is a good thing we have our employees who like to follow rules, because if we don't, we will get in trouble. So we have to stay our gloves on at all times, hats on, aprons on, gloves on at all times. And if you touch something that's not clean, then you have to change your gloves and start all over again.
So I don't know if you picked up on this, Alex. You said it's good that they have employees who follow rules. So that means none of us on the morning show could work here, right?
Well, we'd have to teach you really well.
Yeah, we kind of have problems with rules. I'm going to work on that, Alex. Hey, we're going to go back to you in the studio. More News 15 today while we make meat pies with the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana.
Okay, Al, thank you for that. We'll check back with you in our next hour. Welcome back. Time now is 8:10, and it is time for the Friday feed. Checking in with Al Abear. He's at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana making their famous meat pies. Al, how's it going?
Hey, Alex, this is a great morning. I'm loving this. So Jamie smashed the dough in that machine. Now we've got Mason and John Paul who are going to make it, and we have Logan here loading it up. Kind of, I set the scene, explain the detail.
Okay, so what happens is that each pie has to have exactly 1.5 ounces of meat. So what we use is an ice cream scooper, and Logan is taking the ice cream scooper and putting it in the meat and making nice little balls. And then after that is done, we have John Paul and Mason, and they're going to actually take the dough, put the meat inside the dough, and turn it, and voila, there is a nice, neat meat pie. Show them, Mason.
Oh, look at that, John. Oh, my God. What a great thing. I love this. I love that. This is kind of technology, but it's sort of old-style technology. I mean, there's no motors. You're cranking it by hand.
Motors. This is all done by physical work, labor, and we have the greatest guys doing it. They do it. They love their jobs, and we can crank out 500 of these babies if we have to in a day.
So I was going to ask, so between Logan, Mason, and John Paul, they're going to be able to make 500 of these?
500. Well, they make 250, and the afternoon crew makes the other 250.
Okay, so you have 2 crews, and you have volunteers, right?
We have volunteers that can come. We got 2 volunteers every day. The volunteers enjoy coming and helping us. They may be cleaning, they may be making meat pies. It's whatever we need done. They come in and have a great time.
Now, if someone wants to volunteer, how do they volunteer?
They go to our website, which is D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation, ACA.org, and there's a place you can sign up for a time slot for 3 hours, either in the morning or the afternoon.
Now, it takes me a long time to get trained to do something. how many years would it take someone to learn to do this?
Oh, you can learn it in a day.
I could learn it in a day?
You could, well, maybe day and a half.
Yeah, maybe a day and a half. Okay. Yeah, because this is like kind of precise. I'm watching Logan make sure everything's precise. You know,
That's
Mason
right.
and John Paul. So you got a real system here.
Yeah, we have to. USDA is here every day watching us, so we have to make sure that we stay everything clean and that we have the exact amount of meat and to pie ratio. It's very important.
Very important. We're going to go back to you, Alex, because what you do is very important. We're making meat pies.
No, it really is. They have it down to a science. I've been there. It is immaculate in there, and they do a wonderful job, Al. We're going to check in with you guys in just a bit. Back it is 8:40, and it's time to check in with Al Hebert for the last time this morning. He's had a blast. He's at the D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation of Acadiana, and I think they're done with their meat pies. Let's check in now. Al, what do you have?
Hey, we are done, Alex. As you know, I am the hardest working guy in morning television. Here with Brandon. I am. Thank you for validating that. And Danielle, and the meat pies are done. And I'm going to try one of these. I'm going to give you the mic and just tell us how to volunteer and where we can find your meat pies.
All right. So you can volunteer by going to our website. And to find the meat pies, we have 12 local stores. You can look on our website for our stores, but some of them are Hilo's, Nunu's, Fresh Pickens, Champagne's, B.O.'s, Kirchinita Butcher. I can't think of all of them, but all the local stores took them in because, as you see, bring it to the owner. They try them, and they get in the store. That's as simple as it is.
They are so good. I should have taken one bite and then, you know, grabbed the mic, went back to it. I couldn't. I had to take two. These are so wonderful. And you bake them, but some people fry them, right?
Right. You can fry them, but you have to let them thaw before you fry them. But if you're going to bake them, you put them in a convection oven for 15 minutes or 35 minutes in a conventional oven.
Now, you have different flavors. Let's talk about that.
Yes, we got beef, pork, and turkey. Beef being the spiciest, pork having its own flavoring, and turkey's more for a salty for like a kid or an older person that doesn't like all the seasoning. But we love the seasoning here.
Oh, we love the seasoning. This is really good. It's really got great heat to it. So how do we find you online?
D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation, ACA.org. We have all of our activities we offer. We have more about the Meat Pie Factory, and we have wherever you can get our pies.
Any plans for the future for some other things like chicken, anything like that?
Yeah, maybe chicken. We'd really like to do a crawfish recipe.
Crawfish, that would be so good. Would you call me when you do the crawfish and I'll come help?
Absolutely. We'll put you to work.
We already have the recipe.
Yep.
What's that?
We already have the recipe for the
You got the recipe? Okay, that's breaking news, I think. Already have the recipe. Hey, look, D.R.E.A.M.S Foundation, help them out. They do a great job here. They make great meat pies. And hey, breaking news, they're going to do crawfish at some point. Back to you, Alex. More News 15 today. And hey, we're bringing meat pies back.
Oh, thank the Lord, because they've already been asking me all morning long, tell Al to bring us back a few meat pies. But say hello to everyone over there for me, Al. And yeah, we'll have to get you back there for the crawfish meat pies, definitely.